So that's the elatec card stuff. So you go support, and then normally they ask you to do a request.
Mm-hmm.
The request, they're gonna ask you for the information. You put your first, last name, company, whatever. Once you submit that, within a few hours, they'll send you the twin package. So this is the package. Uh, Somewhere here, hard to. So I create a folders, elatec cards. So this is a configuration guide card. So what I do is that once I download it, I pin it to my bar. So if you have a new project, if you're starting a brand new project, somebody said, I'm putting together these machines. This is the cards that I wanted to use. I don't know what readers I want or none of that. So you ask them for a simple card, right? So all you do is come here. You're gonna turn the reader to a tester. So I'm gonna read it to. So I get this card from the customer. I know the customer wants the numbers outside of it, but I don't know what's inside a card. So to do that, so I'm gonna go there and then it's elatec, and that's the most difficult part. Once you get that down, it's easy. So I'm going there. I'm gonna go to the package that I got from them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go into firmware, right, and I'm gonna go to the tracer bit. So the tracer bit is what turned the card reader to a tester mode. Alright, so when he's done, he's gonna tell you it's done. And we're gonna scan the card. So it's done. So I go here. If I open a notepad, go down, and I scan the card, it's gonna tell me
Type of card you have.
what type of card I have, right?
44 bits.
Yep, HID
Hexadecimal.
procs. It said the card is HID procs. It's the 34-bit length. And it said this is the number of the card in hexadecimal.
Right.
Right. So that's the number of the outside, but in hexadecimal.
So it matches with the card, right?
Yeah.
Let me see the card. I want to put it on video.
Does it match?
No, it never matched.
Okay.
Because this is the binary. I mean, this is decimal. This is hexadecimal.
That's hexadecimal, but there's a conversion tool there
So
that you can see.
you can convert that. But that's the first step of programming the card. So I know this is a 34-bit card.
Okay.
All right. So when you get out of there, you do the same thing again. I go to program firmware. So I want to bring the card back to life. How you do that is, so you know how they keep saying you got the keyboard wedge driver versus the CCID driver. Okay. Most of the card, when you plug them in the copier see them as a keyboard wedge. So I wanted to put them keyboard wedge firmware on them. So therefore, when I put the drivers on that, it will work. Okay. So I'm bringing the card back to life. So when it's done, it was beep. It's done. So if I were to scan it again, all right, you see that same 00DC9C. It's just so it doesn't give you all that details, 34-bit or anything.
It just
like
reads
that
the
at all.
string.
Yeah. So that's the first step. So now, said if you want to manipulate it, that's where the craziness coming from. So you're gonna have to create a new project. All right. So once the card is logged in the machine recognizes it. I'm gonna go on the keyboard. So I want to tell them what type of cards that I have. So transponder type, and I'm gonna go down. I got a HID. So, but I got a HID procs. So I'm gonna select that. So now, once you select this, so I can see there's a plus sign that automatically create there. If I click on the plus sign, this is the HID procs as I just selected. So now that's allowing me to manipulate the reader. So if I get a data source, that's where the data is coming from. The bit manipulations, I'm telling the card how many bits I want to use on it. So the output one is what I wanted to see, how I want the number to come out. Do I want an hexadecimal? Do I want decimal? Do I want binaries? Right? So if I say decimal, how many numbers that the customer want to output? 5, 6, right? So if I say exact number, if you put 5, when you scan the card, it's only 5 number that's gonna show up.
So in the case of the one that we're seeing right now, you're gonna see the number truncated down to 5
Yeah.
digits.
Yeah. So now
Got it.
this is like 8 or 9 numbers. It's gonna, so that depends on what the customer wanted to see. If they want just the 5
Right.
numbers, so that's where you make that. I want exact 5 numbers out of it, right? And then so this is UID left. The card was 34-bit. All right. So then I said, okay, I want to create that image. So the machine, the software will try to compile the image for you, do all the work, and then I'm gonna program the cards.
And now you just pushed it down.
I was just pushing down to the card to program it, just to test. Doesn't mean it's, that's what I'm saying. Because it's 34-bit, not because we output all 34-bit. That means it's gonna read the actual number. So it's gonna be 1 to 34 or 2 to 34. All right. So I got 5 numbers, but 77597, but it's not the 01742.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is where you play around with the bit. Okay. So the data source, and then put the transmitter type. So that's allow you to manipulate until you arrive to that. That's where the